Mama never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Or not, or maybe he was caught up in the moment.
Bella, first of all, yesterday I decided not to watch the show. I did so because I have followed many shows, programs of the NPP in recent times, and I end the show virtually hearing nothing. And so I had decided that I wasn't going to waste my time watching their show. I was going to leave it like that, go about my normal activities in search of bread and butter. But at a point, I listened to the revered Otumfour. In fact, I saw an infographic that had stated that Otumfour had advised NAPO to be humble. So when I saw that,
is that what that wasn't the advice? He said that he knows him to not be arrogant, and so if that perception is there, he should not allow that perception to fester.
Yeah, nobody trains a thief to become a thief. In fact, you will hear people saying your son is a thief until one day they catch him and they bring him. So what Otumfour said was that I did not train you. He had every right to say that. Every parent will tell, in fact, even after his father will tell you he did not train to become a thief.
No.
So after I saw an infographic of Otumfour advising him and said, go and be humble, I then tuned in and I said, let me listen. Bella, less than 30 minutes after that royal advice by a king's man, a revered chief like Otumfour, I saw arrogance in human form. You see, my father used to say that if you catch monkey and you bath monkey and you do monkey makeup and you put lipstick on monkey's mouth, it is still monkey. What you were born with, you cannot change from it. NAPO mounted a podium, displayed arrogance in living form, virtually did not express any compassion to the people who were even listening to him there.
How so?
And you see, Bella, sometimes I ask myself who the MPP think their audience are anytime they speak. 3 months ago, you and I, together with all well-meaning Ghanaians, listened to Professor Nana Poku-Agyeman, and during her outdooring, at least if not for anything at all, she expressed compassion to the plights of suffering Ghanaians. She spoke on gender issues, remember. She spoke on socio-economic issues. She professed solution. She outlined the problems we found ourselves in, and she gave us a clear roadmap. Any contractor who was watching Professor Nana Poku-Agyeman could immediately feel that this is the woman we had been waiting for, if not for anything at all. At least 1 million women who were watching Professor Nana Poku-Agyeman heard that upon assumption of office, there was going to be a women's bank that was going to give them loans.
This was during the second address.
That was her outdooring. It was the outdooring at UPSC. That was when we outdoored.
So that was the outdooring?
Yes.
Okay.
Same as what
but before
did.
that, okay.
The same as what NPP did. We outdoored her at UPSC. She didn't rally. She didn't whine and dine. She didn't shout at anyone because she felt that her audience were respected people and people who wanted her to inspire hope. And she did so. Compare that to what we watched yesterday. Yesterday at a point, I just bowed my head down and I said, look, you, some of your colleagues in the media fraternity had already advised us that NAPO was one step away from exhibiting his true traits. Look, may the soul of Dr. Nkrumah rest in peace. I have repeatedly said that a nation that does not honor its heroes is not worth dying for. At least, if you don't have anything for Dr. Nkrumah, don't desecrate and denigrate him in the manner in which you did. Look, even if NAPO had no respect for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he should have respected his own President Akuffo. He lambed Akuffo, lambed Buzia, lambed all of them together. Even your Nkrumah. Wow. Our own Nzema brother, Dr. Nkrumah, after all he toiled and did for this country. Look, the ministry NAPO mans now. In fact, what he manned the biggest achievement under that ministry, the Akuffo Dam, was sunk by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he NAPO wouldn't have gotten a job to even be energy minister. And you have the effrontery, the impudence, mount a podium, and then instead of professing solutions, all you do is to exhibit full arrogance, exhibit ignorance garnished with gargantuan arrogance, show traits of some, I mean, as if you were speaking to, excuse me to say, people who could not reason.
But Professor Eche says that he may have been caught in the moment, and so we shouldn't hold him.
Professor Eche, I don't want to address him. He's written epistles praising Dr. Baumia. He's a known MPP man. Leave it at that. That is opinion.
I don't think he has come out to say that.
No, I can read some of his books he's wrote about Baumia.
But if he's authored books, doesn't mean that
praising Dr. Baumia. So today he won't change his position on that. He's a well-known MPP person. I don't want to go into that. But you see, whenever we get an opportunity to be on a platform, let us remember the caliber of persons we are addressing. If your father advises you to at least be humble, you don't embarrass him in that manner. Yesterday, after I watched them, I listened to other speakers. And you see, Dr. Baumia has repeatedly proven that he will never hand over his record-holding title and lie. Any opportunity he gets, he will lie to the Ghanaian people. Yesterday, how can you compare your warped, failed economic record to that of President
He says, bring your records.
And our record is that we didn't give the Ghanaian people, haircuts. Pensioner bondholders were being paid under the NDC. We didn't go to the IMF in an ambulance amputated, where tariff adjustments have been done on a quarterly basis recklessly. We didn't borrow 600 billion, in fact 680 billion under our administration. It never happened. We never sold a gallon of petrol at 100 Ghana cedis. It was sold at 13 cedis. Debt to GDP never crossed the threshold of 60%. At the point in this country, debt to GDP was 104%. And so we never changed the dollar at 15 Ghana cedis or 16 Ghana cedis. Never in the history of this country. And the NDC we changed for 4.2 cedis. Which record is he comparing? Dr. Baumia has repeatedly demonstrated that title of being a liar, he will never hand over. But you see, interestingly, Bella, for the statement of Mr. Akuffo Addo, Otumfour in 2021 said Dumso had affected him to the extent that his home appliances were being damaged. This was Otumfour. Then President Akuffo Addo, you get an opportunity at his palace and you look straight in the man's eyes and say there was no Dumso under MPP. Are you calling Otumfour a liar? It simply means that Otumfour lied. You look in the face of Otumfour, who had been crying over Dumso, and you tell him that, look, there was no Dumso. Look, MPP better went to Kumasi to embarrass Otumfour. They went to Kumasi to insult the Ghanaian people. They went to wine and dine, and sometimes I ask myself,
they went to galvanize the base. How do they intend to galvanize the base by insulting?
How do you galvanize the base without professing policy? How do you galvanize your base without giving them solutions?
Are you not jumping the gun? Maybe they have a different plan as to when they intend to put out their policy.
So in other words, you are saying we should accept the arrogance now.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Yes, I'm only saying.
I'm asking you that. Are you not jumping the gun because you're not privy to their plan?
Okay, so we should.
So what if they have another event? What if?
But at least we agree that this one was insulting. This one was a demonstration of opulence. This one was a demonstration of arrogance. And NAPO has decided, look, that character has said he will never change.
All right.
He will continue to be arrogant. He will continue to be clueless. He will continue to be ignorant in his own incompetence. And at the end of the day, virtually proving that we should expect nothing from them.
All right.
I will urge, and landing on this, I will urge all well-meaning Ghanaians, please and please, never waste your precious time listening to Dr. Baumia, who is a liar, and listening to NAPO, who is arrogant.
All right.
Listen to a nation builder like John Mahama.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.